Hey, what's up, people? This is David from ConMenRDW here, and I'm here with my homie, the ape in the cave, Brendan, aka AG Back Tech.
Yeah.
What's up?
And we are talking about all things from the Summer Games Fest week. We are in Summer Games season here, summer 2025, and we have already talked about the regular Summer Game Fest show. We've talked about the state of play for PlayStation. Now we are on the Xbox Games Showcase here. A lot of games to talk about. If we don't talk about anything that you would have wanted us to talk about, definitely mention it down below. Or if you have anything extra to add on to something we talk about during this video, definitely comment down below. Like it, share it, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Like and subscribe and support the show and the channel. Definitely appreciate y'all being here. Let's get into some games. First thing, let's talk about the Xbox Ally, or the ROG Xbox Ally, and the ROG Xbox Ally
Terrible
X. Terrible naming convention.
Terrible name.
But the streets are just calling it the Xbox Ally, which I think is a little bit better. But yeah, it's
I'm gonna call it the Porta-John because I'm tired of this shit.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're finally at the time where Xbox was able to show us pretty much the Xbox handheld, and it's a device being worked on with Asus ROG. That ROG Ally already exists. Me and Brendan have been talking about it for like the last year and a half already, and Xbox is now jumping into the fray with a device that is being worked on in coordination with them.
Yes, that is correct. So allow me to take over real quick, and
sure.
we're gonna just jump right in. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into the cave for just a second. So, going a little bit more into it, this is looking at the specs and looking at everything that has to offer. This is just a current gen ROG Ally, because the ROG Ally has been around since 2023. Yes, it's that old. It's 2 years old now. And this is definitely more Xbox flavored, because just with the obvious appendages on the sides, more mimic an Xbox controller, but it still has a lot of the same ROG Ally design isms, like just sprinkled all over the place. And with this, in the trailer, they really don't they make it seem like, oh, it's just like a game streaming only kind of thing. But you can load games onto it locally, because the system does boast at least a 1 terabyte hard drive. 512 gig solid state off rip, and you can also upgrade it as well too. And there are two versions. You have the Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X. So the Xbox Ally, with this, is going to boast a Ryzen Z2 processor, which is basically, like I mentioned, the current version of the ROG Ally, like the 2025 version. And it's gonna come with 512 gigs of storage, 16 gigs of DDR5 memory, and it's gonna have USB. It's gonna have two USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C USB ports. So basically high-speed ports for data and for display, and of course the SD card reader and the audio jack. Now with the Ally X, this is going to be their premium model, where it's same shape and size, but you're getting double the space of storage of 1 terabyte. You're jumping up 50% more memory to 24 gigs of DDR5 RAM. You're getting the Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme processor, so the highest end version of this mobile processor for this platform size. What's different here, other than those, is going to be the connections. So on the Ally X, you're going to be getting a USB 4 Type-C with DisplayPort 2.1, meaning that you're going to be able to get high refresh rates, so high frames per second, like 200, I think it's like 120 or up to 240 off of the USB-C port, so if you plug into a docking station, as well as power delivery and Thunderbolt 4, so you can put into a Thunderbolt 4 dock or use a Thunderbolt 4 cable for high-speed data transfers. You're also getting the same USB 3.2 Gen 2, so it's basically a faster USB port, and the same SD card reader, as well as the the aux jack as well. Capacity wise, the Ally X is going to be physically a bit heavier. It is going to have a larger battery life as well too, but overall that is what we're looking at here with this 7-inch display, 1080p, 120 hertz, so high refresh rate, smooth clear display. And with the control schemes, like similar to an Xbox controller, you're going to feel right at home, especially if you are an Xbox fan. Now, a question I would like to ask for you guys, and feel free to leave the comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that this is a big win for Microsoft, or do you think this is a misstep? Because we just had the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, not like literally a few days ago. So the handheld gaming space, the competition is getting hot, because right now the main key players are Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Nintendo. There's a couple of other ones, but those are the main 4 players. And David and I were having a conversation about this prior to our show today, where PlayStation is the odd man out, where they do not have their own standalone handheld system where you could download games natively to it. The closest thing that you're getting is the PlayStation Portal, where you are able to play it over the internet and just stream your games directly to it. So, and on top of that, with this being the next Xbox, not saying this is not the next gen Xbox by any capacity, this is just a companion to your Xbox platform. But going off of the marketing of Microsoft saying this is an Xbox, what are you guys' thoughts on this? I do believe that, and I'm gonna, in the words of Syndrome from The Incredibles, if everything's an Xbox, nothing is, because your phone is an Xbox, your Xbox is an Xbox, your TV is an Xbox. You get the idea. So, what are you guys' thoughts on all of this? Just because we have another player in the PC game portable handheld space. Oh, also the only other difference as well too is that the Xbox app, the Xbox game app, this is running over Windows, by the way. The Xbox game app on this version is a more optimized for handheld version of the Xbox app, and Microsoft did announce that this update will be coming to the ROG Ally, the Ally X, the Lenovo Legion Go, pretty much all the handheld systems that download the Xbox app will have an updated handheld mode that works very similar to this. We do not have pricing. It will likely be dropping on holiday like this year, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And pricing point, if I could wager a guess, base model is going to run you like $499, $549, and then the high-end model is going to run you $699 plus, guaranteed. Especially with the specs that are on there, because the Asus ROG Ally X, which is like the current high-end version of this platform by Asus, runs at $799. And looking at the specs, the ROG Ally X, which dropped last year, is one step down from the Xbox Ally overall. And of course, it is shaped a bit differently. But again, that is going to be the high-end model. That one goes for $799. So expect a $799-ish price point. But this will definitely be heavily competitive, at least with the likes of the Steam Deck OLED, Lenovo Legion Go, and potentially the Nintendo Switch 2. I do think the Nintendo Switch 2 is a better bang for your buck, all things considered, but who's to say? But definitely stay tuned. Again, we do not have pricing. It's going to be coming out later this year. So if you're interested in getting your hands on this, pre-orders are not available yet, but you can sign up for the email listing once the system drops this year.
It's very. I will say that I do like the shape of this version of the Ally. I got like pretty much the first version of it, and it's fine to hold in the hands, but I do like those Xbox controller adjacent like grips on the side of it. I kind of fucks with those. I was also when I was watching this trailer initially, I was thinking like because like I said, I'm personally going to be focusing a lot on my Nintendo Switch 2 now that thing is out. Any game that pretty much releases on Switch 2 and Xbox is an option, I'm probably going to go for the Switch because it's able to actually handle games at a pretty good rate now. But I was thinking, I was like, why would I keep my Xbox? Or I had this thought, and Aisha had to talk me down from it. Because I was like, I might get the Xbox Ally X because I already have an Xbox Series X, but what if I wanted my Xbox to just be portable like my Switch, so then I could just basically have the Ally X, and then I could just
you're gonna have too much shit, dude.
Then I would just have the option. Then I would just have the option. Then I don't know, but I get the Ally X, and then I just get rid of my Xbox Series X, and then I just have an Xbox that pretty much can play the same games as my Series X, but now it's also just able to be portable. So now it's kind of like my Xbox Switch.
It
But
it is viable just because of the fact that with it you can dock it like your Switch.
Yeah,
So if
so
you
I was
want
like,
to
I
be
could
like,
just
hey, I
dock it
want to
and
sit
stream
down.
from it and
You could
everything.
be like, hey guys, you want to play Arc Raiders? I'll be home in like 20 minutes. You get home, you dock it in, Bluetooth your controller to it, or USB your controller to it, plug it into your monitor,
Yeah.
and you're good. And then if you want to stream it and capture gameplay, capture card it up, and you're good.
Yeah, or
So
just connect
that
Xbox
is
controllers to it
viable.
or whatever.
Exactly, it is incredibly viable. I will say that with your partner talking you down from it is also smart because if you want to get discs, go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah,
That's the catch.
It would
I
definitely
do
just
wish
be
they
an
made
all digital thing. Yeah.
Yep, that's why I do wish they made a Series S where it came with a disc drive, or at least make the Series X more affordable, because they did raise the prices on them recently. I wish they made them a little bit more affordable so that way you can have discs. So even for case in point, let's say you get like a limited run version of, I don't know, of Hollow Knight, right, or one of the other games that we talked about earlier. If it comes to Xbox, right, if you want to get that and it comes with a disc, then you're kind of fucked if you only have a digital only platform. Versus also as well the Xbox 360 games, because with more and more games being unleashed from the Activision archives, like I'm pretty sure I showed you they show the Transformers game was on there, like Rise Fall of Cybertron was on the storefront for a little while. If it does come back, and at least if you have the disc, you can just pop in the disc, download the rest of the data from the server, and then there you go, the game's just there, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I want to bring up about this Xbox Ally segment that personally pissed me off, and also a lot of other gamers out there, is they put a lot of emphasis on SilkSong being a thing, and they actually, it's like Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox, with her own mouth said that Hollow Knight SilkSong will be available at launch on the Xbox Ally, so everyone's just like, so are the Xbox Ally and SilkSong dropping on the same day?
So or is it just
day one, like you'll be able to play it
day one Game Pass?
Yeah, it's gonna be day one Game Pass, which is awesome. But it's also like,
it's guaranteed it's dropping with day and date with the Ally, so that way they can mark it on Play Anywhere. Because that's one thing I do appreciate about Xbox, with me being an Xbox player, especially over the years, is that when I first got my Xbox One S, it came with Gears of War 4 and Forza Horizon 3. And the reason why I bring this up is because when I upgraded my PC, I logged into my Microsoft account and I was able to download Gears of War, and I already bought it once, so I don't have to buy it again. So in this case, if you were to buy a SilkSong, then, and let's say you get, and because like you can run on your Ally, no big deal. So if you were to buy a SilkSong, you can play this on your Ally while you're at work, or like while you're traveling, and then when you come back home, you can just put your Ally on charge, log into your computer or log into your Xbox, and pick up right where you left off, because it pulls your save from the cloud once you're back on the internet.
But yeah, I'm just I just really want a concrete date for SilkSong, because I'm tired of like, I'm actually exhausted for waiting for this game at this point. I'm just like, we'll get it when we get it, sure. But Mina the Hollower gave me a release date before Hollow Knight SilkSong did, and they both been in development arguably around the same amount of time. So like, whatever, dude. It's just, that was like the funniest thing to come out of that, especially since we also got freaking cock teased during the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct when Hollow Knight SilkSong was also in like a 10-second sizzle reel. And just to see it on screen as much as they did, and they didn't give us an actual trailer during the game showcase, was just a big middle finger from them to the people who care about that game, in my opinion. So a lot of people felt salty about that, and I'm glad to know that I'm not like just one of the only ones that felt that from SilkSong being in that Xbox Ally reveal. So, but other than that little sour note there was a lot of other highs throughout the whole showcase. Like, we got more look at Ninja Gaiden 4, and it looks sick.
Yes, sir. So this is something I've been excited for a long time, especially when they showed off. They're saying, "Hey, so Team Ninja is partnering with Platinum." I'm like, "Oh, this is going to be peak, probably one of the best in the series, next to two." And this is also because they announced this the same day they dropped the Ninja Gaiden 2
Yeah,
remaster on Xbox. Because
back in like
let
February, I
me
think. Yeah.
tell you, Ninja Gaiden 2 runs like dog shit on the OG hardware. It's not good. But I know people still have some gripes with Ninja Gaiden 2 remaster, but it still runs and plays well. But focusing on Ninja Gaiden 4, I'm in love with this whole thing. Like the weapons that they're using, the gameplay style is like even faster than Ninja Gaiden 2
Yeah, that
and a little bit more
platinum speed
controlled.
and style definitely shines through.
Yeah. Yeah, because Team Ninja has always been like, for lack of a better word, at crackhead pace, because that game is very hard. But with Platinum has and that's what Team Ninja. Platinum has the finesse, like how akin to Bayonetta, which that's what I'm gonna use a reference here for, and it just it just looks amazing, and I'm really excited to see that, especially it's coming out this year. I'm just over the moon. Like Ninja Gaiden is having its resurgence with Ragebound and now this. Both are unrelated to each other, by the way, but this is going to be a killer game. Like the boss designs look insane, as to be expected. The enemies, like some of the fiends, which are called as they're also back. Like a lot of the classic ones are also back. I'm really curious to see how these weapons work. Like so far, one of the main weapons is like a drill spear, so that looks pretty sick. And it's just so much going on, but it's going to be a really fun time. I wish that Ninja Gaiden 3 was more like this, because Ninja Gaiden 3 was not well received. But yes, this is something I'm really looking forward to. Probably gonna buy this, if not day of, definitely really soon after.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is gonna be a good one. I'm not the biggest Ninja Gaiden fan in the world. I played 2 and got my ass beat by 2, and I was like, cool. But
Yep.
this does look like it would be something worth like just popping into for sure, just because it's on Game Pass. Because like I said, that platinum flair
Yes.
is shining through, and that does appeal to me as like a Bayonetta fan. So I'd like to see how differently it feels compared to 2, because also 2 was like it kind of had like a grounded combat system in a way. It was like a little stiff, but like Platinum has like that flow,
Yeah,
you
two was
know?
way more. Yeah, yeah, because two was way more, and that's what made it tough. Is that two was like way more stiff versus like comparing, especially both Ninja Gaiden 2 and Bayonetta came out in the same generation, the 360, and Bayonetta was a lot more fluid. Like while she didn't hit as hard as Ryu Hayabusa, she was definitely more elegant. She
Oh
was
yeah.
definitely more flashy, and it felt good to play. Like it felt like you were just like gliding through combat. Versus Ryu, like you're by the skin of your teeth in every single fight, like barely eking it out. And that game is not about style. That game is about survival. You
Yeah.
find the best weapon you can find. You find the strongest weapon you can get, upgrade it, use the best combo that works for you, and pray that you win.
And let's see here. Speaking of getting by the grittier teeth, and also just beating the shit out of people in a bloody fashion. Invincible versus the Invincible series fighting game got revealed here at the Xbox Game Showcase, and yeah, it
Yeah, and
was a
this looks
very
good.
cinematic trailer before the gameplay actually kicked in. I thought it was like I didn't know what it was, but then I saw the fighting game and I was like, oh, okay.
It's reminiscent of Dragon Ball Fighters, funnily enough, with
Yeah,
how the tag mechanics work, how the juggle system works, and everything. Like, it's definitely way more floaty because it's a superhero tag
makes me
team
think of
fighter.
Injustice
It's way
personally.
more floaty, a lot like Injustice, but faster. More like I said, more like Dragon Ball Fighters and Marvel
Hmm.
in terms of fighting prowess. And like it's just basically it's bloody Marvel. That's the easiest way to put it. And it looks great. And honestly, I'm excited to see this pop off. This is definitely going to go crazy, casually, and this is going to go even crazier during tournaments too.
Yeah, do you think it's gonna? Do you think that this or the Hunter x Hunter fighting game is gonna get more of a player base?
This guaranteed. Just because Hunter x Hunter is a lot Hunter x Hunter is a lot older and a lot more niche. Like you're really pulling the people like me and Mark specifically, as well as like and even you to a small extent because you didn't watch it for a while as well. Um, Invincible is way more mainstream, way more popular because like that show has been popping off since its inception. So guaranteed, Invincible Versus is gonna have more hands on it and more eyes on it, guaranteed. And on top of that, there's a lot more money behind it. Versus like Hunter x Hunter, they put that on a shoestring budget, and what you got was a shoestring ass game. And like, you know what? That's fine. All things considered, with the money that they were given or lack thereof, the game. I got the demo. I haven't played it yet, but just from watching gameplay at like early tournaments, just for people getting their hands on the alpha footage, it looks low budget. It feels low budget, but again, and it feels janky. But it's not really meant to be taken seriously. It's going to be broken because these are the same guys who worked on Marvel 3. So that being said, this game is going to get a lot of eyes on. Definitely, I can see it in a more competitive scene. And we're in a tag fighter palooza. We're in a tag fighter palooza and a fighting game renaissance right now because what we got this Project L, this Project L, and Marvel Tokon Souls for tag fighters, and then mainstream fighters. We still have Tekken, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter as like the main ones. Eventually, we'll get an Injustice. That's just how it goes. Mortal Kombat has been since fallen out of the limelight.
Have, like,
you would have thought that
from Capcom too. So
yep, all of them. And then you would have thought that NetherRealm, Mortal Kombat people would have made this. It would have been an Injustice style Invincible game.
I thought NetherRealm's logo was
you would think,
because it does have like that stiffness of like the Mortal Kombat Injustice fighter feel. But also, yeah, this is gonna be good for those freaks that like to watch people's heads explode and get crazy, like crazy gory, like stuff happen when you're fighting somebody, which is not a thing for me. But I get the appeal.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the show, you'll be a fan of the game. If you're not a fan of gore and violence, this will not likely be up your alley.
I'll definitely
but
watch
I'm pretty
people play
confident.
It professionally or whatever.
I'm pretty confident there is a mode. There is a setting in the game you could turn off. You could turn off the blood and gore at best, or like censor the supers because they did that in Mortal Kombat for some time. And or there will like be mods that support it. But other than that, the game looks really good. It looks faithful to like the art style of the original characters, the characters from the show, based off the comic book series.
Yeah, the art
so yeah, definitely worth checking. I would say definitely worth keeping on your radar, especially if you're just like, hey, I'm a casual fighting game player, but I like this series because the series is cool. Add this to your collection.
Let's see, another cool game that was shown.
Oh, it's Xbox only. That's crazy.
Actually, this one was interesting. So we have this game that got a very cool cinematic trailer. It was just going for a while, not really sure what I was looking at. And then everyone that watched this got jump scared when Game Freak's logo popped up on the screen. It's called Beast of Reincarnation. And like I said, seeing Game Freak's logo pop up in an Xbox showcase was very jarring because when you think Game Freak, you think Pokemon. And you also think that Game Freak ain't got it like this because of how Pokemon looks on.
They've been working on Pokemon for years.
Exactly. It's and like looking at Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, looking at Pokemon Legends ZA, then looking at something like this, you're like, man, y'all being held back for real. Y'all actually know how to make video games. That's crazy.
They're being nerfed by Nintendo. Yeah, it's like, hey. If you give them the time and the budget that they need to make something, they can make something. Like this looks very fascinating.
So it's like now everyone's just like, oh, okay, so whatever comes out on Switch 2, if it don't look nothing like this or like it don't look like anything like this graphically, we know y'all bullshitting over there. Cool. So...
No, for real. It's just like y'all. It's like why y'all Nintendo, why are y'all holding back Game Freak? Why can't you let them freak out and make a game, bro?
Yeah, right. But that was just like a fun little inclusion there.
No, it
But yeah,
was.
that game
Yeah, I
does look
saw
sick
when I
though. I
saw
think it's
that.
coming straight to Game Pass day one too, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
like Game. Everyone was like Game Freak.
mhm. Another one that was kind of also a little bit of a jump scare, Nintendo stuff inside of an Xbox showcase. We also got the Super Meat Boy 3D trailer, but at the beginning there was
That's
like
that's a flashbang.
right, and it was also like they just had a Mario pipe pop out of the ground at the beginning, and it's like what the fuck, but it was just a cheeky little bit of humor there from the Meat Boy people. But yeah, this looks crazy because I honestly thought Meat Boy was done for because Super
Yeah,
Meat Boy
Sam.
Forever, which was a game that was kind of coming back to Super Meat Boy a couple years back. That was more like an endless runner kind of format type of thing. I didn't like it. A lot of people that like Meat Boy from the pretty much the OG Xbox 360 arcade era.
Yep, or Flash, or like even like Flash era games where like
Yeah,
the games like the hard as nails
the OG precision
platformer,
platformers. Yeah.
like this and N plus and N plus plus.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, seeing this pop up was a really pleasant surprise because, like, yeah, this is definitely the next step for Meat Boy. Just put him in 3D, let it be a cool 3D precision platformer, and just that seeing that Meat Boy 3D model getting just massacred and chopped in
It's a little
half and
jarring.
shit. Oh yeah, it's but it's like this is the type of little. This is like as far as I'll go with like my gore and stuff. But it's mostly he's just all bloody because he's just
Yeah,
a whole bunch of meat just running around. So I
he,
kind of give
he
it a
he's
pass for
Meat
this.
Boy.
Yeah, basically he's just a whole bunch of
Yeah,
meat, bloody meat running
this
around.
see, seeing speed runs and like flawless runs
Oh,
of
we're gonna
this
see some
game is
crazy
going to be
shit.
very
Yeah.
satisfying.
hmm So I'm looking forward to that. That comes out in 2026. That's awesome that Meat Boy is returning. Also, High on Life is returning. The people that made
Surprisingly,
the Squanch Games team disconnected from Justin Roiland after all that shit was happening with Rick and Morty stuff with him. They pretty much recasted his voice for the gun that he was doing in the first game. I remember they patched that in afterwards. It was very self-aware, very
yeah.
cheeky, but also it was very good. But yeah, to see a sequel to that, I'm very surprised because it didn't really. Well, it kind of ended where they could make another one, but also I just didn't really believe that they would make another one. But yeah,
Yeah.
High on Life was actually a very fun game. Like the writing, the whole way through it was the exact same vibes as like a Rick and Morty spin-off, but it was just a very fun video game. The guns are all like extra characters in the cast. They all have their own uh, voice actors that are like celebrity voice actors. Like JB Smoove is one of the voices.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I can't tell you what the other voices are, but yeah, JB Smoove was one of them. Looks like now there's like some twin pistols, or like I guess a couple that's like twin
Yep.
pistols. You also have like a bow and arrow now too. You also got a skateboard, so first person skateboarding will be interesting. But no, yeah, the humor and the writing of High on Life was actually surprisingly good, and very like if you like Rick and Morty humor, you're gonna like High on Life.
Honestly, I feel that with games like this, it's like if just peel back the Rick and Morty humor, peel back the heavy satirical humor of that genre. It's a very competent and very well put together shooter. Like
Mhm.
there's a lot you can do, and and to me, it's incredibly impressive. You know what this game also gives, and this is a pull. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath,
Yeah, the
where
odd
you're
world
using
stuff.
critters
Yeah.
and weird creatures as weapons, except
Mhm.
like in this, instead of them being like your ammo, like they are the weapon. But other than that, I'm here like while I may not be a big Rick and Morty fan like whatsoever, and like I'm kind of uh, this game looks very solid, and I would actually like to
I
give it a shot.
genuinely would recommend playing High on Life 1. Like I finished it in maybe like 2 days of just straight playing it. It's
Hmm.
not I don't think it breaks 20 hours, but it's maybe like a
Yeah, no,
something teen
I know
hour
it's not that long.
campaign. Very fun, very enjoyable. Cool to see it's back. So definitely looking forward to playing that when that comes out. Day one Game Pass. That'll be sick. Um, let's talk about something coming back. We got Gears of War Reloaded. This one we already knew about,
Yes, a classic.
but it's cool to see that it's actually coming very soon. I think what is it? I think it's in August. I don't know, but
Yeah, this year. So what's funny is that this is the second time they've remastered Gears of War 1.
yeah,
The first time was Gears of War Remastered. I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's Gears of War Remastered. And then it's this. What makes this special, Gears of War is finally coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
So this is one of this is another one of Microsoft's classic IPs from that generation where it was always an exclusive, and it changed a lot, like how games are. Like there were a lot of games like in that era that were just Gears of War clones, because this game is a third-person cover shooter.
Yeah, it was like built that up. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, and with that being said, it's really cool. This is like one of many Microsoft games that are coming to multi-platform. We already got Sea of Thieves on multi-platform. We had, and that did very, very well. Forza also came multi-platform. That did very, very well. And now we have Gears of War, which honestly, Gears of War is iconic. The story was actually very good. And this fact that there's cross progression and cross play is amazing. Like this game is tough, but it is really fun. But the fact that I can play this with my friends on PlayStation is amazing. Split screen co-op is back as it used to be way back when. It still kind of looks like the same super smooth, hazy, hella bloom from the 360 era, but just updated at a higher frame rate and better textures.
Because definitely Gears of War 1 was
that was the style of the time.
Yeah, the epitome of that muddy, grungy.
The game was just
there was like hardly
grungy
any colors.
Was this game?
Yeah, but you can actually tell things apart.
The only colors you had to worry about was red, yellow, and brown. Mm-hmm. A lot of fucking brown. But other than that, I am really happy to see this come back, and this will do well enough where they will release the other ones, Gears of War 2 and 3.
They got to do the OG trilogy at
least. And they also have E-Day, which is a prequel where it's pretty much when the war started. Gears of War 1 is not when the war starts. E-Day is when it starts, and when it officially starts. And then Gears Tactics takes place before that, because the Civil War basically happens. Like, a lot happens, but all in all, the story, at least the writing and the character development across the main 3 games are very good.
Yeah,
I definitely recommend it. And for those who were there when one of the more beloved characters dies, for those who know, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
And it is really good to see this come back.
Yeah, I remember Gears of War for me was like one of the first rated M games I really played, because I got my Xbox 360 because of Sonic Unleashed and Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. And then after that, I had friends being like, yo, you got an Xbox? You should get Halo 3 and also play Gears of War with me. So I got Gears of War, or I rented Gears of War, and I also got Halo 3. But yeah, I remember Gears of War. I was still like very early into like playing rated M games, so like the gore of the chainsaw gun was a little too much for me back then. I got adjusted to it, so I'm like, it's still like one of the most iconic weapons in video games is the Gears of War chainsaw gun.
The Lancer is one of the most iconic games in gaming history, next to like the Buster Sword or the Energy Sword from Halo, like stuff like that. But it's really good to see that this game is making a comeback on other systems, so that way other people can relive the glory days, because this game was the hype and the height of the Xbox 360 era.
People are saying that because it's going to be multi-platform. The logo wasn't in the trailer because we were saying it might be on a Switch Nintendo Direct, but this definitely could run on Switch too.
It could. I mean, yeah, like the team that took over this, because before this used to be Epic Games. Fun fact, because remember, this is when like Unreal Engine started, kind of. This was an Epic Games IP, and then it became a Microsoft IP, and then the Coalition. Because after Gears of War 3, Epic Games stopped working on it, and they did their own thing. And then that's how we got the Coalition, who made 4 5, and Tactics, and as well as 4, 5 Tactics, as well as E-Day. So they've done a pretty okay job. I do feel that after 3 it kind of falls apart, but that's another topic for another time. But yeah, definitely if you want to if you want to relive that nostalgia and play Gears of War Reloaded with a friend and play the multiplayer, which that was the start of like the MLG gaming scene way back when. This game is like get ready to polish your lancers and dust off your Nashor shotgun. It's go time. It's going to be a good time.
And going from rated M blood and gore to I guess this game is rated T for teen, but going to cute creature collecting type of game. We're talking about Aniimo, which is a game that for sure is a David-ass game, but I'm also personally getting sick and tired of these like clearly made in like maybe Korean developed or some shit fucking games where it's like Infinity Nikki or like other adjacent games like that. A lot of people said that this reminded them of Dokebi. One, because there's a song that plays in the trailer for this game that sounds a lot like the song that played in that Dokebi trailer like 3 years ago or whatever. And fucking even 4 years ago. It's been a while since we saw Dokebi.
Too many years.
So
too many years ago.
Yeah, it's been way too many years. But this looks cool, but like most of this trailer is just CG animated, and it looks good, but like obviously the game's not gonna look that good when it actually comes out. Also, this is different from Pal World in the case that this looks like more adorable creatures based off of actual animals, kind of, versus them trying to be more based around Pokemon. But yeah, it looks a little unique, also in the fact that it looks like you can actually control these characters. You're not just using one creature to fight another creature. It looks like you can actually take control or actually transform into these creatures and actually move around with them, and they all have different move sets and stuff. So it'll be like not just capturing them, but also just becoming them. So every character in the game is gonna.
What it's giving?
Thing.
It's
Cameo,
also
right?
giving cameo elements of power.
I was thinking that too.
A game that's underrated, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, so this actually might be kind of neat, but it also has a window of 2026, so we might actually get our hands on this or see more on this sooner rather than later. But I mean, like I said, games like these that don't really have a lot of don't have a lot of in-game footage or just have a really high budget on advertising in that specific way, I'm just like, we'll see. But it also does scream free to play. So like the games like this also scream. You will have to invest in this.
It screams marketable plushie. It screams marketable crochet design.
It screams
recipe book.
battle pass. It screams you will put $100 into this game in a year if you're not careful.
It screams games as a service.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, gotta keep an eye on it. We'll see where that goes, but low faith right now. I mean, considering it was on the Xbox Showcase, it's probably gonna be coming to Game Pass in some capacity when it actually releases. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, if not day one, it'll likely be like available on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of games with unique art styles, we got another game from Double Fine, the people who made Psychonauts 1 and 2 and a whole bunch of other awesome games. But Psychonauts 2, man, if you haven't played Psychonauts 2 and you like 3D platformers, that's a damn good game. That's a damn good video game. I love
Psychonauts 1 is still pretty solid. It does need a remake though, but the game is still fun.
Yeah, but Psychonauts 2 was that was up there for me. That was a damn good game. But the artistic direction of the Double Fine team, they are working on this cool game called Keeper, where it looks like you're playing as, it's like a very surreal, very trippy art style. Kind of looks like a Leica or Aardman movie with kind of like a stop motion-y effect a little bit to it. But yeah, you're controlling a lighthouse that is crawling around like a spider on 4 legs, and then you have like this bird that is also basically like perched on you the whole time, kind of like your little companion character. And you're
Yeah.
just a lighthouse with a light that you're using to just. It's gonna be a very cool. This definitely looks like a game that'll probably be like like maybe 4 hours long or something like that. But it's gonna be
Yeah.
such a beautiful 4 hours. Um, but yeah, it looks really cool. So I'm looking forward
You
to
got
seeing
you got
when
to
this
give it
comes
to
out.
you got to give it to Double Fine because they know how to make very weird,
Super
surreal
surreal. Yep.
esque
Mhm.
art styles, and like looking at like some of the creatures in Psychonauts 1 and 2, and looking at this, it's just like, yeah, if you told me that, hey, look, they're gonna make if they're gonna make a claymation stop motion adaptation, like little animated shorts of these games, I would not be surprised.
It's like it definitely could have been like a movie or something with the same
Like a
concept,
short
right?
film.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's very unique. It's very charming in its own way.
for sure. Just like the level design in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which is coming out very soon. It's coming out in July. There's also a demo out right now, I believe, too, on Steam and actually everything, I think.
All right, we're back.
Oh yeah. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, so this was teased, and unsurprised to no one. It is back, and honestly, I do have a lot of nostalgia playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, specifically because of let's see, like the suburbia level where you go to like the haunted house. It was always really fun. And while I have not played 1 and 2, I heard nothing but good things about it. And I do plan on getting it at some point because the Tony Hawk HD collection was terrible. It was very bad,
Mm-hmm.
and it just felt off. Everything just did not feel good. And then with this, with 1 and 2, 3 and 4 remake, they are going back to the classic arcadey form. And they brought, like, I know one big thing they brought back was Bam Margera. Like, he has been out of the game and out of the skating game for quite a long time. And I remember, like, for a time in one of the Tony Hawk games, you had Lil Wayne as a playable character. It's like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, the
But it's
guest
also
characters
cool
in
to
these
see that they
games are
brought in,
crazy.
like, oh yeah, like they had like the Ninja Turtles from the latest movie,
Yeah, the Mutant Mayhem
like that.
Turtle.
Like they have Mikey, like that's sick. They have for some reason they have Doomslayer. I'm like,
Yep.
sure, why not? So I'm like,
They're
okay.
probably gonna add
Uh,
SpongeBob and
the
crew
world
in
is
there too, because there was like a SpongeBob level that was
yep,
advertised.
yep. So I was like, I am really excited to check this out. And listen, the demo is available, so I'll definitely grab the demo. But I am looking forward to playing this, and that comes out really soon.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah, he plays
awesome
like
that
Doomslayer and Revenant. It's stupid as hell.
the Tony Hawk Pro Skater team is once again proving that they are some of the best to do it. Because EA is bullshitting with Skate and they're taking forever, and Tony Hawk,
Oh
like they took so long that Tony Hawk 3
God.
plus 4 was said they weren't coming out, and then they did come out, and the game's actually
Yeah,
releasing.
cause it was an article broke out that Tony was like, man, I really want to bring back 3 and 4. Like I want to make another one, but Activision is saying no. And then fast forward, hey, we got 3 and 4 now. I'm like, okay.
And fucking Skate still cooking all this time. We're gonna get freaking Tony Hawk Pro Skater
It's
3 plus
still
4 and
cooking.
Ollie Fog Toe Skater before freaking Skate.
We're for real. Honestly, we're at this point almost gonna get another Ollie game, and like Private Division, that studio did shut down recently, so it's just like, But no,
Yeah.
it's I am really looking forward to checking this out. Fucking Skate. They have to be out. They need to be out end of 2025, or no one will care.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's awesome that this game is coming along so well. It goes to just show that people just want certain genres of video games to stick around, and it's good that they 3 plus 4 is now back to just prove that skateboarding games can still have a place in gaming
Yep.
for sure.
Yes.
Um,
Arcade skateboard games will always have a place in gaming. And as long as it's done well, where like it just feels just right, it's just one of those games where you just be like, hey, I got nothing else to do. Let me pick up.
go for some high
Let me just pick
scores.
this up, play for a few minutes. Yeah, go for some high scores for like 20 minutes, and then like go do something else. It's the great pick up, put down game.
Oh, definitely. Let's see. Another one here that I want to bring up is At Fate's End. This one really stands out, one, because of the fucking phenomenal art direction on the animation of this game. It looks like a freaking straight to streaming Netflix show or something like that, and it's the Spiritfarer niggas too, which is crazy.
Honestly, that's why.
I have not played Spiritfarer yet because I am afraid to cry and feel. But I do.
You're gonna play this, and you're also gonna cry.
I do still want to play Spiritfarer, but it's great to see that they're now going in more of a actiony direction with their gameplay, like a really cool 2D side scroller Metroidvania looking type thing, but also they're gonna have that Spiritfarer dev team. I forgot the dev name, but that team is really good at making a narrative and pulling at the heartstrings and really getting the player to feel and empathize with their characters. So it looks like they're kind of adding a bit of that element into the gameplay, where there's like something where it's like there's like a tarot card system or something, and it's like when you do certain things, it kind of lets you open certain branches of the narrative path, and you can choose to have certain dialogue options and stuff like that that also affect how the battles could possibly play out, maybe. So that seems like there's a lot of layers to it. That's going to be a very cool thing that they're doing there, and it also looks like it's giving multiple routes as well. But damn, the animation is crazy.
Every frame looks like a masterpiece.
Yeah, dude.
Like, this is phenomenal. Like, there's gonna be so many killer ass like wallpapers and fan art of this alone. It's that good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this game develops and getting my hands on it for sure when it comes out. It's going to be on Game Pass, so that's awesome. But if there's anything else that comes out of this, I might actually have to probably get some special editions or something, because, like I said, the Spiritfarer devs were really good at their first game, Spiritfarer, but this looks like this is going to be on a whole different level, so that's awesome. And then
this game's gonna be really good.
And the last game here that we want to talk about is one of the longer showcases of the show, and then weirdly enough, it didn't get a date or anything. It's just basically hit us with a when it's ready, and that was Clockwork Revolution, which if I recall, I think I remember them talking about this game briefly before, like real quick.
It was super brief.
Yeah,
and like with this, it's like given how the gameplay, it's just off the very short glimpses that we got, it's giving Fallout / Bioshock /
it's
Outer
almost like
Worlds.
an Obsidian game, or like Bioshock plus Obsidian or something. It looks like an immersive sim plus like an RPG, first person RPG. Because they kind of broke it up like narratively. Like there were different phases of this whole demonstration where they were introducing major characters of the world, and then it opened up where this guy, this rich debutante looking ass motherfucker, goes to a police station that also like this world is very steampunky, where there's like everything's like copper brass, goggles, gears, all that type of stuff.
Steampunk is back.
Right,
it's gonna be crazy.
But this guy goes to the police station and talks to this robot at the front desk, and he's like, somebody stole something from me, and he's like, oh, do you have any idea who would conspire against you? And then they laugh because it's like nobody likes this guy, so it's like obviously it could be anybody. So then he tells him to go to this device that pretty much will figure out, or like it'll basically make a diorama or a mock-up of who the person is, and that was them showing off how the character creation is. And it took me a second to realize that, and I was like, oh, that was you making the character. And then the next cutscene cuts to you, or cuts to that character doing in-game stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is the player character now. So it's like you're some type of like rogue like bandit or something like that, like you're just stealing stuff from the rich, doing all sorts of like crime and stuff like that. And then it shows that you're talking to a character, and then it's like different dialogue options. So definitely there's like a lot of immersive dialogue in this game that can branch different paths and things. So there's a lot going on in this game, dude. Like it was 5 minutes.
What's crazy is like I caught I'm looking at a freeze frame with a screen. I'm like yeah, no, this is a RPG immersive sim like game, and it's going to be very good.
Yeah, it's
Like
gonna be like the
I have pretty
steampunk
high
Outer
I have
Worlds.
pretty high expectations. Yeah, I have pretty high expectations on this, and honestly, like just seeing how the game looks, it looks phenomenal, and
It
like
does.
especially when it comes to leaning into Bioshock, like just it's giving Bioshock Infinite just because of the steampunk nature of how the world is designed. But you have so many options, like even at the weapon crafting, you can craft like all different parts and like
Mm-hmm.
customize your weapon to its fullest. Like it's this game's gonna be very good. Like definitely gonna be a really good story to follow up with. Definitely a huge win for the steampunk fans out there, and the whole thing is also like around manipulating time, where like your
Yeah,
decisions
and
will
that's like
affect the
a
outcome of
whole
the world.
huge aspect of it. Like, yeah, you can rewind time and manipulate things to your
Yep,
will, and I'm like,
and
bro.
what's what's funny is that like this game reminds me of a game called Singularity, where like
Mm-hmm.
fun fact, not made by the same developer, made by Activision, where Singularity you play as a guy, it's like basically takes place in like futuristic Soviet Russia. You have a gauntlet that you can control time. So you can do stuff like, oh hey, you can kill an enemy by aging him up super fast, where he just turns to dust. You can use it to like restore like shattered like broken bridges or missing power switches by rewinding time, stuff like that. It's insane. So the fact that you have like a time shenanigans gauntlet as an ability is going to be crazy.
Yeah, and it also seems like the story not only is like via dialogue options can branch paths, it also seems like you can also manipulate things in a butterfly effect type of thing, where it's like you can
Yeah,
do something and then it'll change. Like if a character in power doesn't get in power, it can change the future. So certain
yeah, it's
environments will
character
switch. So
action,
it's
but
like, are you gonna be is
player
your
choice based.
is like, could this be a, what if it's like a procedurally generated or like a roguelike fucking like first person like adventure or something, where it's like depending on what you do
Maybe.
your runs can be different. Maybe you can go back in time and start from a save state or something like. But also they didn't even give us a date or anything, so it's like this game is already looking really
This
ambitious. There's a lot of layers to it.
hella. I
um
I'm calling at least late 2026, early 2027. Like I'm
yeah,
talking like holiday season
yeah,
2026,
yeah, because
early quarter one 2027, because that's a lot going on with that, and it's going to be insane
yeah, looking
once
back
that
at this trailer again, it does look like they're not showing too many different areas. It's a lot of one specific area. So yeah, I could see,
yeah
I could see late
yeah
2026 for sure.
at the very least late 2026, or a early access slash demo
Yeah.
2026, 2027 guaranteed. This game looks far away,
Hmm.
but we'll know by Game Awards this year, or Xbox Showcase by spring, by either winter, like late winter, or this time next year.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm calling like at least 2027. Be shocked if it's anything sooner. 'Cause this is not a 2025 game
Oh
unless they
yeah, not at
shadow
all.
drop it. And even then,
And with that, that's pretty much everything at the Xbox Game Showcase that we are really down to talk about. There was a good amount of stuff in there, but also
mhm.
like I remember seeing some people being like, there's also a lot of pretty generic stuff floating around too. But I mean, going off of the things that we
Yeah,
listed here, it was like everything that really stood out to me. We went through just now. That's like an hour's worth of stuff. So, like, I mean, there's so many games. Not every game is gonna be for you. So I'm happy people can find the games that they like when they release. But I'm already looking kind of pretty stacked. So
yeah, no, same. It's just like I have so much to add, and there was so much that we didn't get a chance to cover.
hmm
But I'm gonna go ahead and pass the question off to our audience once again. What games were you guys excited to see during the Xbox Game Showcase? All things considered, it's a lot. It is a lot of stuff that was announced. A lot of it's like either 2026, a couple of 2025s, and some are 2026 and beyond. So we definitely like to know, what are your thoughts? What games are you looking forward to that are coming out? What games do you think that were missed and overshadowed that didn't get a chance to have the spotlight? Let us know in the comments down below, as well as on our respective social feeds. We would love to hear from you guys because we want to know what game, how your minds are ticking and where your wallet's going to be spending.
Oh yeah, brother. Copy and paste everything that Brendan said, but I said it too. Yes, sir. That is amazing. Good job, Brendan. And yeah,
Copy paste. Let's go.
that's pretty much everything for us for the Xbox Game Showcase. Thank you for listening and watching. I'll catch y'all on the next video. Bye bye.
Later.